Good evening and welcome back to Tuk-Tuk Travels. Now, I have moved into my new room now, purpose built, out of the back corner of the library of my school. Although this sounds quite odd, the library is actually a separate building and I have my own bathroom with shower and sink, so it's quite nice. Before this point I've been sharing a room with another teacher in a place called Dongbulman, which is about 30 kilometers from my school, so every morning it's a long journey. So I'm very happy to have my own room, and the neighbours are most delightful. Also, living in a library, I've been given my own personal book collection. Now I have about about 20 to 30 books. It's just a pity 90% of them are in Danish. This is very good if I could read Danish, but I can't. Oh well. Now, my school has yet to install Wi-Fi, so I don't know when I'll be able to upload this, but I'm going to make it anyway, just before I forget everything I've done, because my memory is appalling. Just appalling. My school is in the small town of Chok Chai in the province of Nakhon Ratchasima. Unlike the video at the beginning, which says, I live in the middle of the ocean, unfortunately this is true. So any thoughts you had of me lying on a desert island with coconuts and mermaids, it's not going to happen. I can dream and I can wish, but there's no mermaids for Matty. C'est la vie. Instead, I'm about a 3 to 4 hour drive northeast of Bangkok. Now, Nakhon Ratchasima is mainly a farming province, but the major city, Korat, is actually the second largest city in Thailand and is only about 35 to 40 kilometers away from me. I've been a few times now to the mall, just to do shopping, to the cinema, to a bar or two, to a restaurant, and it's quite a nice place. But unless you have a car, it's quite difficult to get there because the buses, although they run from about 5 o'clock in the morning, they stop running at 5 PM, which is ridiculous because you can't go out of an evening. Fortunately, the teachers are all very kind and generous, and they will drive me to and from the school because I am in the middle of nowhere. But it's all very good, and I've done a lot of things I want to, which is nice. The school I'm working in is a kindergarten and primary, so I'm teaching kids from about the age of 4 to 11. Most of my lessons are with kindergarten grade 3 to about grade 2. I have the most, so I suppose that's children about 6 to 8. But I actually spend a lot of time with the 6th graders here. It's quite sad to say that some of my best friends are actually a bunch of 11-year-olds. But they invite me to play football and join in Thai dance and just playing games. And they will come and talk to me outside of class to practice the English and actually have my own little group. My little followers. I feel popular. I never had this many friends when I was actually in school, and now I have a bunch of 11-year-olds. I'm just that cool. Yeah. I teach for about 24 hours a week, varying from maths, English and science. I mean, at the moment I'm teaching the 5th graders science, and we're doing invertebrates, and I've had great fun trying to explain what arthropods are and the difference between different types of backboneless species, and I'm trying, I really am, but it's getting there. I do have a co-teacher which helps tremendously, and they can translate the bits that the kids really don't get. But otherwise, classes are fun. I have flashcards, I have songs. The kids here really love to sing songs, so if they behave well, we just end of the lesson stand up and sing Head, Shoulders, Knees or Toes or Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style is ridiculously popular here. It's just everywhere, all the time, and the children love it. So I've kind of learnt the moves, and we Gangnam at lunch, after school, in between football matches, just generally Gangnam Style. Yeah. A nice feature about my school is, although the kids have uniforms, on different days of the week we have to wear different things. So on Mondays I have to wear a green shirt, on Tuesdays a pink, Wednesdays is sports day so I can wear whatever shirt I like. Thursdays, I can't remember the reason of the day, but we have to wear our school polo shirts. It's Thursday today, in case you hadn't gathered. And on Friday it's tie dress, so I have to go in with a tie shirt. Shopping for that was interesting, and yeah, it hasn't gone too well. But, oh well. Generally I just wear a nice shirt. Until I find a tie shirt that suits me, I'll just wear a nice shirt. During my weekends, the teachers have been kind enough to indulge my temple fetish. The first weekend I was here, the teachers took me to Pimai. Now, Pimai was built mainly between the 11th and 12th centuries, and the temple complex marked the end of the Great Khmer Highway, stretching all the way to Angkor in present-day Cambodia. Although at this time the Khmer Empire was still largely influenced by the Hindu religion, Thailand was already largely Buddhist. As such, the temple was built as a Buddhist sanctuary, but is designed with many Hindu and animist influences. For example, there appears not only the Buddhist Wheel of Law, but also Hindu lotus roof patterns, representing the holy mountain of Mount Meru, and images of Vishnu. Fortunately, the day I visited Pimai was also the day of the annual Sound and Light show. This is a performance set in the temple celebrating the temple's history, its rise, empire, and eventual fall. Although our seats were pretty dire, I managed to get some wonderful shots thanks to my Canon SX40. I had the thing, it was pitch black, I had the camera on full zoom, and it couldn't have done me better. The following week, I was taken to the neighbouring province of Buriram, and to the temple of Phnom Rum, which is really bad timing. This place, Phnom Rum. Now, when I went, it wasn't like this. It was grey, and it was rainy, and it was wet. Very wet. However, I must say, the mist added a nice element to the photos, so I can't complain too much. Anyway, in Khmer, Phnom Rum means vast mountain, which is hardly surprising seeing as it's built on top of a volcano. Pretty cool. Now, Phnom Rum predates both Pimai and Angkor Wat, having been started in the 10th century as a sanctuary, and gradually added to all the way up to the 13th century. The temple was dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva, and is supposed, with its elevated mount, to represent Mount Kailash, Shiva's heavenly dwelling. Following this, I went to Plasat Mong Thom. This is another Khmer temple, dating from the 10th to 11th century. Although not as prominent as Phnom Rum, Plasat Mong Thom was also built in honour of Shiva. Interestingly, which sets this temple apart from other Khmer temples, is that its central sanctuary is not elevated, and between each enclosure are great ponds, which are unusual features, well, internal features, for Khmer architecture. Following this, I visited Khao Kladong, which is a national park in Buriram. Now, apart from a giant reservoir, the major attraction of this forest park is its great golden Buddha statue, sat aloft a 265-ish meter volcano. All I can say is that the view was pretty phenomenal, and my god, that was a hell load of steps. Besides these days out to temples, and more temples, I've been taken a lot to meals in the city and in the surrounding. There's also a market every evening in Chok Chai, the town where the school is situated. And in this market, they have loads of fairground stalls. And using my quite extensive expertise with a gun, I managed to win these two fellas. Now, besides my visits to temples and more temples, I've mainly just been working. Now, although I teach English, maths and science, my major role is to practice conversation with the children. And it's interesting some of the things they come up with. I must say, I'm actually quite worried for my life. Upon asking the children, what do you like to eat? What do you like to eat? In unison from my grade 1 class, I got the response of fried people. Now, if this wasn't worrying enough, when asking them a week later what they wanted for Christmas, the girls all replied with they wanted a teddy bear, which I suppose is quite normal for a 6-7-year-old girl, but all of the boys wanted guns. Seeing as they all eat people, I'm quite glad for New Year when they get their guns, I shall be far, far away. This was reiterated today when I was talking with some kindergarten grade 3, so this is 5-6-year-olds, about I asked them, what do you want to be in the future? Asking intentionally for jobs, and the only reply I got from every single one of them was, I want to eat a teacher. I'm not sure whether they meant to, I want to be a teacher, or in the future, I want to be a cannibal. But the way they all looked at me made me back off quite quickly. The students and teachers are all really friendly here actually, so I am quite lucky. Hopefully I can teach them as much English as they can learn and want to know, and as usual I shall keep you updated. I'm off to Bangkok this weekend, so I should have more to tell you then, but until then, I'll see you later.